A $30,000 used Porsche Panamera is one of the best used luxury sedan deals on the planet. The market just doesn't know how good of a deal this car is, so Dep has done us a service and killed the value of these. And because of that, you get to drive this amazing car for only 30 grand. Forget new Panameras. In this video, we'll explore why this $30,000 Panamera should not be this much of a bargain. This car might have 4 doors and a spacious interior, but don't forget that this still has Porsche DNA. And the Panamera has got the looks to match it as well. The first generation wasn't bad looking, but they really messed up the rear end. Way too bulky. The second generation, much sleeker, and the third generation, fantastic. The Panamera is truly a good-looking sedan, and you're not going to mistake this for anything other than a Porsche. When a Panamera rolls up, people will notice. Not in a loud way, but definitely they will take a second glance. The long hood, the wide hips, people will know that it's a Porsche even if they can't put their finger on exactly what kind of a Porsche it is. An S-Class is elegant, a BMW is sporty, an Audi is sharp, but the Panamera is different. There's much more to this car than meets the eye. At $30,000, this car feels like a steal. The way it looks, the interior, this should be way more expensive. This car is a true athlete and you can buy this for commuter car money. But this is brought to you by the same folks that give you the 911 GT3 RS. This is a Panamera 4S, which means you get the 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 pumping at 440 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. A used second gen 4S you can buy for $35,000, but even at 30K, you get a 330 horsepower engine. The second gen really does hit the sweet spot. It's got more power, it has a lot more luxury. Because it's a Porsche, you get pretty good power delivery, so even at 330 horsepower, it's gonna be a quick car. The 4S with 440 horses will get you to 60 in a little over 4 seconds. But a $30,000 330 horsepower Panamera is definitely not going to be slow. You'll find it hard to believe that this amazing Porsche you can get for only 30 grand. The way this car looks and the interior quality makes this feel like a lot more expensive of a machine. And this was expensive when brand new. That's why we all love Dep. The great thing about the second gen Panamera is you get to enjoy all the tech that Porsche gives you. Really nice set of digital gauges with an analog tach, a scrolling menu of options that turn into a map. Then you have a nice big center digital display. All the options you could ever want in a Porsche. Fully adjustable climate control options, along with automatically moving vents. Even if you end up spending more for a Panamera 4S, you get so much luxury in this car, it'll make it feel worth it. You get a lot of buttons here with haptic feedback, but as you can see, you get a lot of reflection here. Porsche truly killed it with the interior. It's got so much tech, so much luxury, but it didn't forget what a Porsche is. This one feels like a sports car through and through. You could get a luxurious BMW or Audi, but what will be missing from those cars is the perfect combination of sports and luxury that Porsche has figured out. You have a dial here to change driving modes. You can also change the suspension individually. The Panamera is pretty wide, so you have a wide center stack, which is perfect because you get enough separation between the driver and the annoying passenger. The driver must be able to drive this car in peace and enjoy it. The goodies are not just for the folks up front, you also get your own tech in the back. You have everything from climate control to seat heating. You have your own media center with the option of locking it if you don't want it to be messed with. And some smallish cup holders or a center console if you'd rather. And you have fully adjustable seats in the back and memory control. This Porsche caters not only to drivers, but also every single passenger. One of the things I really appreciate about Porsche are the seats. They're the best seats that you'll find in any car. And I can tell you from experience that both in my 911 and Macan, they're excellent. In this one, you find the same thing. Can you believe it? All this for the price of a new Camry? That's not all. You also get all the space because this is a hatchback. And you get soft closed doors. Luxurious and practical. Oh, did I tell you how much this thing costs? If you want to get a beast, you could opt for the Panamera Turbo with 550 horsepower, but also that'll cost you a lot more. Unless you need all that extra power, I think you'll be perfectly happy with the Panamera Base or the 4S. It's unreal just how much car you get with this Panamera in the $30,000 to $40,000 price range. You might be wondering, what's the catch? Why are these so cheap? I think most people think that Porsche is going to be way too expensive to own and maintain. But having owned my 911 and Macan for some time, I can tell you that it's not anything super crazy. For sure, oil changes and regular maintenance are not going to be cheap, but also it's not like these cars are breaking down left and right. I haven't had any crazy problems with my 911 and Macan, and I expect the Panamera will be the same. The kind of engineering that goes into these cars is insanely good, and you'll feel it when you drive it. First of all, driving a car that's this good, that only costs you $30,000, $35,000 will absolutely be shocking. Like any other Porsche, this is very stable at higher speeds, and for a 7-year-old car, it's so well built, you're hardly gonna hear any rattles or creaks. Very solid, very well built. Even after all these years, it'll feel so good to drive. My only complaint about the Panamera is that the exhaust note in the cabin, it's too quiet. You can hardly hear it. I know that Porsche was trying to make the Panamera much more luxurious and orienting towards the passengers, but still, it's a Porsche. Why so quiet? With 440 horsepower, this 4S is really quick, but you're not gonna know because of how quiet it is. But that's easily solved as soon as you step on the gas pedal. The Panamera is very much focused on the passenger and the driver, which means that you get a very fun sporty sedan that also gives you a ride that you're going to really enjoy. The driving feel is exactly what you'd expect out of a Porsche: tight, precise steering, really stable in the turns, and the PDK means that you got continuous power delivery with no interruptions. Even with Sport Plus mode in this Panamera, you still get a ride that's really great. What you're gonna really appreciate about the Panamera is that after 7 years, it still feels and drives like a 6-figure car. It's refined, it's quick, and even in the base Panamera with 330 horsepower, I think you'll be plenty satisfied. If you have a really long, boring commute to work, then the Panamera should be your daily driver, because this is a Porsche that you're gonna look forward to driving each and every day. And what'll make you feel even better is knowing what you paid for this used Panamera. Your neighbor will have spent more on their brand new Subaru Forester than on the Porsche sitting in her driveway. I think you'll feel pretty good about that. For a very reasonable price range, you get to drive an incredibly good sports sedan. Nobody's looking at this, which means you get to drive something pretty spectacular for not an insane amount of money. And if you want to give up some of the newer technology, then you can always go with the first gen and only spend 20 grand. 20 grand for a Porsche Panamera? That's insane.